Welcome back to the MLG stream of the Acer Team Story Cup. I'm here with Pui, and we're in a match between Liquid and Millenium.
You're still kind of
I'm
pronouncing it wrong.
mispronouncing
It's
it. All right,
Pui, not
Pui.
Pui. Pui.
Wait,
Uh,
say it once more slowly so I can get this.
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's Welsh. I'm an idiot for picking a Welsh name.
The U keeps throwing me off.
Yeah.
Pee-wee. Okay, that's easy. I got that. Pee-wee.
In 2 minutes, keep an eye on the chat, and everyone will just type up every type of variation there is.
Yep.
It's pretty standard now.
Well, from now on, it's ingrained into my mind. I'll have it 100%. Apologies for the earlier
It's
mistakes.
okay.
We're here in Liquid against Millenium. Liquid is up 3-2. The next match is going to be Tasia against Baby Knight. Of course, on Star Station. And to kind of review exactly how things went so far, our first match we saw Zenio take down Daishi. Then we saw Millenium. They got revenge by throwing in my mind 4GG, and 4GG took out Zenio. And then, of course, Liquid put in TLO, who took out 4GG. Then Millenium put in Ghost User, who took out TLO. And then Liquid put in Tage, who took out Baby Knight. So far, nobody's won 2 matches in a row this whole series yet. Tasia could be the first if he wins against Baby Knight. But what do you think about that last match and Ghost User's decision to go for that pretty interesting baiting drop strategy?
I think it was a decent decision. I did cast him v Tasia quite a while ago, and
Yeah.
that's how he beat Tasia with the drops. And Akalon Waste is quite a good map because I feel like you can kind of run the overloads around without it being seen, and then the third base is kind of isolated by itself, and that's kind of always the third base that Terrans go for. So, like, it can work out really, really well. But of course, I think Tasia just spotted it way ahead of time. Of course, he saw the units lift up because he forced a bit of an engagement outside, and he knew it was coming. He had good reactions. He had good unit comp, which is tanks. Of course, Widowmines I don't think do as well against that compared to tanks.
Yeah, you might have a couple of them hit an Overlord, which if you have 2 in an Overlord, you can take it out. But if you just have them like interspersed, you just damage a bunch of Overlords and not quite getting damage done.
Yeah, and I also think Goshu's execution was the best because when he was trying to take out the rocks, like the tanks were in range and they were blowing the crap out of a lot of his units anyway.
Yep. He definitely lost a lot of units, and I think that build tanks just are so strong against that. And that could be why Ghost User uses that build, because its tanks are kind of, the main thing is the Marine Widowmine, Marines and Widowmines for the most part for their opening. And so that's a great build against a player who does that, but more and more Terrans are starting to react. They see roaches early, adding those siege tanks, and that really shuts down most of those timings.
Oh. Yeah, alright, 1 second. Just realized I have different settings because we are on the European server. But here we are jumping into game number 6. Spawning up at the top right, playing for Tasia, winning the last game, playing for Liquid, winning the last game. It is, of course, Liquid Tasia as the red Terran.
And his opponent in the bottom left, representing the Warriors of Ire, the blue Protoss, Baby Knight. Of course, playing
Sorry, the chat is going absolutely insane, like I said, about the PoE stuff. God damn it.
Oh, it'll be fixed from now on. It'll be fixed from now
It's
on.
entertaining to say the
Yeah.
least.
And now your name is ingrained in all their memories.
Yeah.
They will never forget you.
I'm looking at it now. Some guy said, today I learned Pew is the Welsh for son of Hugh, which is actually correct. That's where
Awesome.
it originates from. Like Hugh Hefner is exactly the same. Hugh, Pew.
So we're helping teach people. Of course, if you want to learn more great Welsh things, you can follow him on Twitter at PBDude. I just got to figure out how to spell that. Of course, it's exactly how your name is. We do have Tasia going for the command center first.
Yes. And on the low ground as well. So he's like, I don't care, I'm just going for it. I want this economic lead. And it's not, it's TVP. There's command center first all the time. So it's not that surprising. Now, Baby Knight hasn't scouted. Oh, no. That's the Cyber Course. Is he going to scout?
Probably. Yeah, I imagine if he scouts, it'll probably be after Nexus on Star Station. I think, he can anticipate it's either Command Center first or Reapers. Reapers are pretty strong in Star Station, but of course Command Center first is probably overall the most popular TVP build. And it's Tasia who's scouting first. An SCV coming out.
And he is following this up with a double rack, so he is going to have enough protection to keep him alive. Of course, like sometimes you'll see a command set first, and some people will be like, "Oh my god, 4 gate" or something like that. But that is not the case. But we do have 3-on-3 for Baby Knights. That is a lot of gas. Seems his expansion hasn't been taken yet.
Yeah, this indicates he probably, he might maybe think about doing a
Blink.
1-base Blink Stalker play. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
probably the best map in the pool for it. We see that the Stalker being chrono boosted. He really doesn't want that SCV to see how much gas he's mining, because that's going to really make Tejas suspicious. And almost even worse, Tejas sees all 3 of the pylons, so he can kind of know to expect this. Or, I mean, he can know where to scan at least, because he knows there has to be a building in that zone. Now, he tried to be tricky by setting that probe out, so that SCV saw a probe leave his base, and you would hope that, maybe Teja would think that probe is building a nexus. But instead, it's actually just circling around the left side of the map, and it's going to build some proxy pylons. So, Teja has to be suspicious about this, but he's going for 3 barracks, and the later you tech against Blink Stalker build, often the tougher it is to defend, because if you don't have, Widow Mines or sorry, I mean, mostly Siege Tanks or Medivacs to heal your Marines, the Stalkers can just continually to pick off units here and there and whittle you down.
Yeah. Like the goal of Blink Stalkers, there you don't get really an insane amount of units. You just have super cost-efficient units, and you pretty much grind the Terran down. Like just 1 unit there, here and there, keeps it going. It eventually builds up, and hopefully you can like snowball with enough Stalkers. Blink on top of the bunker, definitely get the kill, and then micro your ass off. But the blink has started. Teja has his bunker down here. He has units in the mini. He has 3 racks, no tech labs yet, but there we are. He does drop it just now, so he's not going to have any core tech to deal with this, and he's not going to really have many marauders, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and Baby Knight is one of the best Blink players in the world. He really loves the Blink Stalkers. He's got 1 proxy pawn in the top left coming. He'll probably build another one closer. But he's not fully committing to this. Okay, there goes the scan. It sees absolutely everything. So Teja knows what's going on. But Baby Knight, again, he's actually expanding behind us as well. So it's not like he has to kill Teja here, but it's just about, like you said, cost-efficient trades.
Yeah, there's a few variants of builds, and of course, normally this is a bit of an all-in. If people are wondering, like, how can you afford the next, you pretty much don't build a warp in of Stalkers. You just cut 2 of them, 2 or 3, and then you're okay. Now, I like the way that Teja is handling on high ground bunkers. Of course, most of the time you should kind of maybe give up your natural, so you only have 1 spot to defend, because otherwise, you can get torn apart or pulled too thin, and then of course it can snowball from one direction, and you can take a lot of damage.
Yeah, in fact, Racina, the Marines are pretty much all on the high ground. Time Warp keeps them on the high ground for longer. The bunker goes down, and that's going to be the game, actually. Wow. Wow.
Well,
a very fast win by Baby Knight there. And it's kind of like you said, you kind of should give the low ground. Now, if you think about it, I mean, Teja, he had no bunker, so the Stalkers would have just picked his army apart, right?
Yeah.
Over time, given Baby Knight's micro, it seemed like a little preemptive GG, but if Baby Knight played that perfectly from there, Teja definitely, he didn't set up his defense correctly, and he was so far from Stim, so far from Medivacs, which are, you kind of either need to have an ability to kill Stalkers, right? Which would be if you Stim, and then if they use their blink, you can run in and finish them off, maybe. Or you need to have something that keeps the Stalkers from picking at you, which is either like a siege tank to keep them at bay, or Medivacs to heal your units in between volleys. And Teja had none of that. He just had a bunch of naked Marines, and without the bunker, they'd all be torn apart.
I think something that may have played into part as well. Obviously, he would have had to given up his natural that the bunker was dead. Obviously, he wouldn't be able to deal with that. The micro from the blink would just completely shred his forces without killing anything. And of course, he would give up his natural. I'm pretty sure that the Raxes were all the way on the side, especially the one with the tech lab, right next to the cliff in the natural. So that would have been taken out. He were forced to lift those, relocate them. His stim would have been cancelled, and that would really hurt his tech. And on top of that, of course, Baby Knight would be constantly grinding away trying to get kills. And I don't think Teja saw it, but of course the expansion would have eventually given Baby Knight a good lead.
Yeah, it definitely would have. And the Teja had 1 high ground bunker, but was kind of far, like the bottom portion of his base. So the bunker he had wasn't even covering the ramp. Baby Knight could have actually just walked up the ramp and just attack me with the ramp and then keep blink microing and getting those good trades. So a tough map for Teja. Great win from Millenium. It's going to tie up 3-3. And now it's pretty much just hero left, right?
Say again.
It's pretty much just Hero
Yeah.
left for Team Liquid.
Of their premier players, like they
Yep.
could still send out Rhett.
Oh, you're right.
Rhett's of course been doing very well. We haven't been told to swap servers yet, which is interesting. Of course, Heroes, I believe, flown back to Korea already. Is no, he's in WCS for under 16, is he?
Yes, he is. So he'd be
Alright.
playing in America right now.
Yeah, okay, so we'd probably still swap to the North American server because it's their because they lost, it's their advantage for the server, I believe. So we're just waiting on that. Yeah, it could still be Red. Of course, he did all kill Complexity last week, so he's feeling confident about himself.
The map is gonna be Belshire Vestige. So I think that's actually one of the better PvZ maps out there. So I would be more inclined to guess Hero over Ret.
Yeah.
For example, if it was like Star Station, I would be like, yeah, they're gonna play Ret. But Belshire Vestige, excuse me, is kind of like I've talked to a lot of Zergs lately, and they think it's a little bit tough against Protoss just because there's so many. It's so easy for Protoss to get a third base and hit these timings on a Zerg force before the Zerg can really get enough units. There's a lot of ramps, a lot of engagements happening in areas where force fields are amazing. Even a Zerg third is kind of vulnerable to 2 base timings along the side where you can kind of zone stuff out with force fields. Looks like the game is being hosted, so we can see who is it gonna be.
But they, like, the admin will automatically just host it for the sake of it's already hosted, so they could come in and be like, hey guys, we're gonna swap to NA, and then of course we just swap to NA.
Well, we'll find out who's gonna play in game number 7 in just a second. We'll be right back after a short break.